So Raw featured an amazing segment between Sami and Cody. This was unexpected. Hadn't heard any rumors about this. Didn't even think that we would see the two of them in the ring as we built towards Elimination Chamber or built towards WrestleMania, because these two are red hot right now. And I thought that they would look to keep them separate on separate brands. Don't collide them or confuse the fan base or conflict the fan base. People love Cody. People love Sami. Keep them separate, but that is not what we did. And this segment is amazing. This segment is truly fantastic because this is a lot of stuff that wrestling fans are talking about. Let's go through it. So basically, Sami jumps into the ring, interrupts the show. Love that, because it really feels like he's not meant to be there. He really feels like he's doing something naughty. He's a bit of an outsider. He's interrupting the broadcast. That's always going to be seen as cool. And so for him to do that was quite a dramatic moment. He would get into the ring and he would talk about like how he can't stop thinking about the promo between Cody and Paul Heyman and one thing in particular. And so he wants Cody to come out. He calls Cody out. And basically, he said that it's looking more and more likely that it's going to be Cody versus Sami at WrestleMania. And he said, tell me, man to man, right now, do you believe I can beat Roman? Now, this is brilliant. This is brilliant because this is something the fans are obviously debating at the moment. What is going to happen at Elimination Chamber between Sami and Roman? A lot of people believe Roman is going to win or Sami will win, but he won't get the belts. It'll be a count out. It'll be a disqualification, something along those lines. So even the fans aren't really believing that Sami's going to leave with the belts. But here we've got the two top baby faces talking amongst themselves about how they believe it can be done. Cody in particular believes that Sami can do this. He said, I meant it. I believe it. And Cody said, I don't think that's why you've called me out. I don't think you've called me out to ask if I believe it. I think you're trying to figure out if you believe it. And this is where you can totally appreciate the conflict within Sami, because Sami probably is doubting that he can get it done. And what he says next is so perfect, because he says that, and he gets it very passionate here, he says that God mode isn't just a catchphrase. He's been in the trenches with Roman. He's been part of the game plans. He knows that they will do whatever it takes to keep those titles. He says, yes, I believe I'm good enough to be Universal Champion. Yes, I believe I'm good enough to be the WrestleMania main event. But will I? I don't know. And I said during the watch along, this really felt like he was talking to obviously Cody, and also talking to himself, but also in a way talking to Triple H, because Triple H, if he wants Sami in the main event of WrestleMania, he can do it. He can do it. With one decision will change everything. If he decides that Sami wins at Elimination Chamber, Sami goes into the WrestleMania main event. And it's really interesting here that Sami is saying that he believes he's good enough to be the champion. He believes he's good enough to be the WrestleMania main event. Is he going to be given that opportunity? In kayfabe terms, he might not, because Bloodline could interfere. In real life, he might not, because Triple H might not give him the ball. He's got to be given the ball if he's going to run with it. Roman Reigns is just a man, Sami, says Cody, because he was responding to that God mode comment. And this is just another key moment in this promo. I intend to finish my story. You need to finish yours. Now, that is absolutely key here, because how does Sami finish his story? The rumors, the reports, the thoughts are that he is not going to win at Elimination Chamber. He's going to end up going into a tag match at WrestleMania. My feeling on this, and I know that this is shared by quite a few people, that's not enough. That does not complete this story. Sami going into a tag match against the Usos at WrestleMania, that is not good enough to end this story. This story is one of the best stories they have ever told. And Sami has been wronged by Roman. So if he loses or is cheated and there's a screw job in the Elimination Chamber match against Roman and he doesn't get that victory, I don't see how him winning the tag titles against the Usos is going to be good enough. Like, that to me, it does not add up. So how does he complete his story? I genuinely think he's got to be the one to beat Roman. He's got to beat Roman. And I think he needs and deserves the titles as well. He has been part of some of the best segments we have seen in the past 8 months or so. Certainly since WrestleMania last year, coming up to 12 months, Sami has given us so many great moments. The Usi moment, the honorary Us t-shirt moment, the trial of Sami moment. He's been involved in some great matches, great segments. This storyline has been maybe the best storyline in WWE. Has absolutely won over the hearts of the fans. And it feels like he needs to complete his story. I completely agree with Cody Rhodes. Cody has got to complete his. Sami has got to complete his as well. And he said, I don't want to see you on Raw next week. I would rather see you at WrestleMania, said Cody. And the crowd were chanting, this is awesome. The crowd were olaying away. It is worth mentioning, I believe that there was a chant from the crowd. There was like a dueling chant. That I think it was something like, you can do it. And then, no, he can't. So when Sami was talking about beating Roman, there was a you can do it chant. But then there was also a no, he can't. I seem to pick up on that. My thoughts on this after doing the watch along, I came to a conclusion as to what I would like to see. And it's one that's a bit controversial because I do concede it's not perfect, but I don't know that there is a perfect way forward here because there's so many moving parts. But I really like the idea of Sami just falling short at Elimination Chamber, being cheated by Paul or by Solo or by the referee or something along those lines, probably a screw job. And obviously the fans are going to go crazy at that. They're not going to stand for that. They're not going to be happy about that. I love the idea of him getting the rematch against Roman night 1 of WrestleMania. Roman, Sami, night 1. Winner faces Cody, night 2. And honestly, I would have Sami win. I would have Sami win the titles. I would have him be the person that beats Roman. We've been waiting to find out who beats Roman. I would have it be Sami Zayn. I would have Sami be the one. I think he's earned it. I think the fans are demanding it. I think that the momentum is with him. I think him winning the titles is the completion of his story. I think him main event in WrestleMania is got to be beyond his wildest dreams. I mean, it's the pinnacle of the sport, winning the titles at WrestleMania. Sami doing all of that absolutely completes his story in a satisfying way. 24 hours later, we then get Sami versus Cody. This is tricky because Cody needs to complete his story. And so I would have Cody win there. Now, I do understand people are against Sami just having a 24-hour title reign. The only thing I would say is that even though he doesn't come out with the belts, he's still the one that beat Roman, and you cannot take that away from him. And Cody comes out with the belts. Both of them complete their stories. And it's going to be amazing. The night 1 winner, the night 2 winner. There's a lot to like about that. And then Cody goes forward with the belts. Sami is a made man because he beat Roman. It ticks a lot of boxes. I concede it's not perfect, and there's going to be things people can easily pick apart in there. That achieves a lot, though, and I think it provides a satisfying finish to to both of their stories.